Welcome to Doctor on Call with your host, Doc Griffin. The doctor will be with you momentarily. Our guest this evening is YouTube personality The Killing Joke. Warning: to prevent fire and serious injury, keep this talk show within sight. Keep away from drafts or vibrations. Keep out of reach of children and pets. Never put Doctor on Call near anything that can catch fire. Dr. Griffin, paging Doc Griffin, you're needed in the OR. Stat.
And thank you, Nurse Wicked. Welcome, everybody, to Doctor on Call, your cure for the common interview. Tonight is kind of a special circumstance because the person we'll be speaking with tonight is less of a patient and more of a peer. So we'll be diving in without any of the YouTube's drama, because I think he's already covered that a lot today. And with that, I'd like to give a warm welcome to The Killing Joke.
Hey, how you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? Man, you've run a marathon today.
Yeah. But I got a little bit more left in me, so let's do this.
Okay. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with Killing Joke, you need to get familiar with him. One of his records, I think he's on a record-setting pace at this point, having like over 600 copyright claims.
Not quite that much. I think I've been blocked in, let's see, gosh, I want to say about 7 countries so far. And I want to say we're working on 520.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how does a kid from New Jersey start his route to get to the YouTubes and to infamy and fame?
Fame. Well, that's a prickly subject there, Doctor. Let's let's. I was born a poor black man in the wilds of New Jersey. Didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. No, but seriously, folks, no, I'm gonna drop the Killing Joke character here. I don't know where you want me to start, Doc, honestly.
Now we know just from listening that you grew up in Jersey.
Yes, I did.
Now, did that have any influence on your personality, or is it more was it more family or environment that kind of nudged you along the path?
Well, I honestly, I come from upper middle class household, very upper middle class. My father was a small business owner. He owned a junkyard. He was very blue collar. He started his business. My mother likes to call it with 2 beer cans and a $10 bill. And they both came from very, very strict Irish upbringings. Him from Hell's Kitchen, and her from a town in North Jersey called Kearney, and a very, very Irish town in North Jersey. Only Irish and Scottish lived there. And my father from Hell's Kitchen moved to Kearney as well. And my mother used to run numbers, and my father was just very industrious and started his own business, was a biker, dealt with a lot of crooked-nosed people back in the day with the Westies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The Irish mob, for those not in the know. And kept his nose clean, though, and He made some money and he got out of it, started his own business, and he worked his way up. And he got us out of Kearney when I was very young and moved us into a town called Rutherford. Now, Rutherford is in a different county, and we had a very large house. I went to Catholic school, a very good Catholic school my entire life. I'm educated. So I didn't know too much blue collar, you know?
Yeah.
Granted, we had new cars used cars. They were new to us, but new cars in the driveway every other weekend. But they were not your typical new cars. We're talking 34 Fords, Corvettes, hot rods. Every other weekend there was a new car there, and it was crazy. We had a 57 Vet in our garage.
You just made my wife smile.
Yeah. So, and my father was holding on to it for, that rainy day fund, so in case he had to sell it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So who would you say had the greater influence on your sense of humor?
Oh, I would definitely say my father. He's very intensely blue collar and more of hey, yo, what are you doing? What are you, stupid? You zero? Come on, a very what you call it? Not floral, but very descriptive with his insults.
Okay.
He had
a flourish.
Yeah, there. Thank you. Very, very, very knew how to cut you down very well and make you laugh while he's doing it. Because you would not hear things like that ever.
Well, and let's do a little translation, because apparently my metrics say that most people that watch this show are between 25 and 35.
Oh.
So just for clarity out there, back in the day when your parents would yell at you or call you stupid, it wasn't actually real. It was kind of a motivational tool.
Yeah. It's like, I told you not to be stupid, you moron. They're not calling you stupid or a moron. They're just saying, why are you doing that? It's just the way that they were brought up. They were brought up with getting hit and not a word uttered. That's how they were brought up. So they thought, hey, the best course was to say something before they hit you.
Hey, it's always nice to have that warning.
That warning, yes.
I think that's I don't know. People say that well, I'm sure if this got out and SJWs would sit down and listen to it, they would be like, oh, well, that's abuse. That must have damaged him in his childhood.
Nope.
Do you feel damaged?
Nope. It made me actually a better father. And it made me the man I am today. I mean, I'm a straight shooting person. I don't lie. I don't cheat. And I sure as hell don't steal.
Well, unless you're talking about the woman that's around you. I think there was a heart stolen there.
Oh, that's gay. Yeah, that's also means something different back in the day. Stop being gay. Don't be that way. We don't mean like, oh, we just mean just don't act that way. I mean, it's just don't be like that.
Yeah, and honestly, I want to talk a little bit later about translation.
Yes,
and, the changing of the language. But I'm incredibly curious now, as far as your school background. Were you getting by to graduate, or did you excel in academics?
I was you'll be proud to know I was a straight C+ student.
There you go.
Yeah. I had a what did they say? A very high intelligence and a high IQ, but I never applied myself because I never did homework and I just couldn't stand school. I was going through a lot of emotional problems due to my mother and father getting divorced, where my brother excelled at school, straight A's, never a problem. Me, I took the divorce of my mother and father a lot harder. I was also a lot younger at the time. And these are the days of your parents didn't get divorced.
Yeah.
They stayed together through thick and thin, whereas there's a lot of single moms now, and there's a very, very high rate of divorce where it's the norm. Then in the 70s, it wasn't the norm. You know, it was just becoming a thing, where it was a 50% chance, not it was the exception, not the rule.
Well, it's the women's revolution in the 70s.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the worm turned. And so it really took its toll on me psychologically. And I just didn't want to know from nothing. And I actually, education-wise, I dropped out as a freshman in high school. And I went right to work for my father at the junkyard.
That's what I was going to say. I couldn't picture you as somebody who quit something and then is completely listless, that you've got a plan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I went directly right to work. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And I went to work for him. And that's where I worked, for years and years and years and years.
Now, did you get any guff initially from mom or dad about dropping out?
No. I got it from my mother, who says, well, now you want to be a man? Okay, you get your ass to work.
Well,
that's the way it works. You want to drop out of school? Go to work now.
Yeah,
don't care how, don't care why, don't care anything else. You make a paycheck and you pay rent if you're going to live here.
Yeah, my mom used to say, school is your job.
Mm-hmm.
And if you drop out, that means you ain't got a job. It's time for your ass to get in the employment line.
Exactly. That's what it was. And the same with my father. My father says, okay, you want a job? There's a toilet. Go scrub it. Now, scrubbing a toilet for like 20 plus junkyard workers is not a pleasant job.
I wouldn't think so.
No, it's not. But you could eat off of it if you so desired. So there's
I find it very bizarre that especially some of the young people that I talk to, where they say, yeah, I'm just grinding out 8 hours a day, looking at the clock, wanting for the time to be over with, instead of like, well, if you focused on your job and you did your job to the best of your ability, that time's just going to roll away.
Oh yeah. It just melts right away. If you just focus on your job, it melts. And 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, I worked, and 4 hours on Sunday, because you got time and a half on Sunday, and I got paid cash. And at 16 years old, getting paid cash, it was a wonderful thing. You had so much cash and nothing to spend it on. So I had the most tricked out mongoose on the block.
What year?
Oh, no, the mug. Oh, geez, what? This was in the 80s. Gosh, I you're asking me years. I have clinical amnesia,
Uh,
so you're asking me years,
well,
and
we'll pass
I'm
on that if
almost
we have to. That's no big deal. Uh,
I can't remember years, but we're talking in the 80s now.
so
Yeah.
you got a pimp ride. You got a
Mhm.
huge roll in your pocket, and
And I'm going to the arcade and Burger King. Burger King's on me. Fries for everybody. You know?
I would think you would have quite an open social life at that point, but
Oh yeah.
you're basically around my age, and I know I could drink. I could go into bars at 18.
Yeah.
What kind? And since you were kind of, you were 16. What kind of mischief did you end up in since you couldn't get into bars?
Well, there was this one time with my friend's mom. No, oh no. Uh, well, no, it's at 16. Uh, I was basically stuck with hanging out with my dad after work, drinking beers, because I hadn't filled out yet. I was still growing and working down the yard. I was filling out, getting bigger, but I still had that baby face. It wasn't until I hit 18 when I was able to grow a full mustache and started going to go-go bars. And when I got my first job at one, I turned out, I don't know what happened between 16 and 17, but I sprouted up, that growth spurt that happens in high school. Yeah. I went from like 5 foot nothing to 6'1", like almost overnight, so it was like, boom. And then I just started filling the hell out when I was 17, and I got up from, geez, what was I? Oh man, I was boxing middleweight at the time too, so I kept it around 168.
So is this like gym work, like Golden Gloves?
Yeah, amateur, but I did box Daily News Golden Gloves.
Okay.
It was more Jersey amateur.
Okay, gotcha.
And like it's still commissioned and everything like that. But I had more of a losing record because I was tall and gangly, and the little shorter guys would just get inside on you and just pummel you. they would beat the snot out of you, and they hit like tanks. And then by the time I filled out, I mean, I got so many stories. By the time I filled out and my weight caught up with my height, I had missed my window,
Yeah.
and it was just like, I gotta work, and who's got time for a gym when you're bouncing and you're going to the gym and then you can't box because, I got a boxing match that day. Oh, well, guess what? I need you for that day. We got a big load of cars coming in, and you're the one who's driving the machine. You're not washing toilets anymore. I need you on a machine. And it's your father. What are you going to do? Tell him no? So
how did you dip out to make the transition?
To
going from working at the yard to going to the clubs bouncing?
Oh, easy, because the clubs were at night. I mean, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. I mean, I wouldn't sleep on. I'd sleep in my car, actually, down the yard for maybe an hour, and then get up, go to work, sleep an hour at the club, get up, go to work, at the club, drive back down to the yard, sleep in the yard for an hour, get up, go to work, and just do that for 3 days. By the time Sunday came around, I was sleeping after work on Sunday because I was done at 12 o'clock and slept the whole day. I barely had any social life on the weekends. I used to party during the weekday, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And ride my bike on the weekdays. Other than that, I was occupied. I was trying to make money and bouncing and meeting chicks, being a bouncer. And it's like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night, baby? It's like, well, I'm working. Oh, what are you doing during the day? I'm working. You know, what? I got to pay the bills. You think being a bouncer pays the bills? You know, you've been watching too much Roadhouse. It don't pay the bills. You know, it's not a bad paycheck if, you know, that's your gig. If you want to have nothing, it's a nice paycheck. But if you want to have something, it's not a good paycheck at all.
Yeah, I never ever made a living off of bouncing. It was always, you know, here's your 9 to 5, and then, you know, you stand at the door and get your free drinks for 5 hours.
Yeah, well, see, that's the whole thing. When I was bouncing at the China Club, at the Palladium, and at all the other little rinky-dink joints, I never drank. I never drank because I had to go to work the next day. And showing up to work at a junkyard drunk, you're losing a body part.
Yeah.
You know, and you're driving a machine that's like 2 stories high. You're either killing yourself or you're killing somebody. And that's not good. It's not good to have on your conscience.
Yeah, but when you're that young, it's like, shit, yeah, I'll not only burn the candle at both ends, I'll burn it in the middle.
Yeah, well, I honestly was more concerned with making money so I could do what I'm doing today.
Oh, no, that's,
you know, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm enjoying a nice life.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it means. You just keep working and keep working, instead of trying to ditch out as quickly as possible. I mean, because
I had a great time. Don't get me wrong. I had a great time. I met a lot of people. I did a lot of bad things, and I partied. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, you couldn't stop me. You know, it was all go. You know, after work, go home. Go. Well, at 18, I was kicked out because that was my 18th birthday present. My mother looked at me and she goes like this, "Hey, happy birthday." "Oh, thanks, Ma. Now get the fuck out. You're 18. Go." "Okay, Ma, give me a week. No problem, but get the fuck out." So at 18, that was my birthday present. A week later, I had my own apartment. I was living on my own. I had a fully furnished apartment, and the rest is history. But I'd come home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday after work, go up, take a shower, and I was right back out the door again, you know? And I would be right at the bar, usually the Portuguese joint down the street, and get myself some paella or getting some shrimp and steak, and having a pitcher of sangria, enjoying that, and then meeting up with my buddies or my boys and hitting the town and having a blast, or going over to the motorcycle club and having a blast there, you know? So,
who was the MC that you affiliated with?
Well, I never rode with anybody. I never wore a patch.
You stayed nomad?
Well, I was more like a hanger-on. I hung around a lot with the Nomads out of Jersey City.
Yeah.
Before they were like about a year before that they got eaten up by the Hells Angels. Now, what happened with the Nomads in Jersey City is They got eaten up by the Hells Angels because the pagans were moving in on their turf, which was North Jersey. And I did not want to, I couldn't get into that 1%er lifestyle.
Yeah.
If anybody knows about a 1%er lifestyle, you got to commit a felony in front of these people, in front of witnesses.
Yeah, they got to have shit on you.
Yeah, they got to have dirt on you. And if you really want to get in, and this is no secret, so I'm not letting anything out of school, you got to sign your bike over to the club. You got to sign your title to your bike over to the club. And there wasn't no way that I'm signing my bike over to anybody. Now, you get to ride it. You get to insure it. You get to fix it and pay for it. But you leave that club, that bike is staying with you, is staying with them. And your tattoos, whatever your tattoos you get, are staying with them. That means you get them either burnt off or you get them cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm not about that.
That's how the Sons used to play around here. Sons of Silence.
Yep. That's believe all that shit. That's real.
Oh yeah. They tried to sponsor me into the Outlaws, and I was like, I appreciate it, but I'd rather be an independent. And the guy who was running the Outlaws at the time knew me since I was like 8.
Yeah.
So he was.
They let you go, right?
Yeah. He was completely cool with it. He's like, fuck it. You can still, anytime we're doing a beer run,
yep.
You know, I'll make sure and let you know and tell all the other guys to fuck off that you don't have a cut. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the same thing, man. I ain't flying no colors. That's it. You know, I wasn't going to be a prospect. I was just to hang around, you know. Yeah. I was in good with everybody. Everybody talked nice and everything. But as far as business wise goes, hey, you know what it means. Like, hey, we're having church. Fuck off. All right, you have a church. Gotta go. Yeah. You know, and that's just the way it is. And I didn't want to have none of it because I stood to inherit my father's business. Primarily, I wanted to put myself in a place to buy it when he got older.
Yeah.
Because my father is like that, very blue collar. It's like this. You got to earn it, you know? So I'm like, okay, I want to do the right thing. I want to have everything above board. I don't want to be a criminal. You know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, Doc. I've done some things.
Sure. People have.
You know, we all have.
Yeah.
You know, there is things. But have I done anything bad that I regret doing? No. Is there anything in my past that'll get me in trouble? No. Not at all. I mean, I actually worked for the airlines at a time after 9/11. You know, and I got clearance from the FBI and CIA, you know, because that's what Port Authority does. They do an FBI and CIA check. So I came up totally clean and green on that. I was allowed on the runways. So
sometimes people will watch out for you. You know, part of where my name comes from, the guy who led the Outlaws, his name was Doc. And he literally would be the one who go, yeah, you really don't. Nah, you don't really want any of this. Or
exactly.
Do me a favor. Don't show up to the clubhouse this weekend.
Yeah. You don't want, you got to go. There's something happening.
He always said, you know, he's like, I'm not a bad guy, but sometimes I do bad things for good reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. I was always warned off. Nah, club business.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. It's like, you don't want to, you know, and that's cool, you know. And as far as bouncing wise, I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I've fought, you know, and And, you know, most of the time I've won. I haven't always won, but I have certainly not always lost. And I guess that's from my upbringing, is I've learned something from my father. And that's, no matter how big and bad you think you are, there's always somebody out there who's bigger and badder than you. So you're better off keeping your mouth shut and just doing the job.
Actually, the ones that I was always gun shy on are the real little guys.
Oh yeah,
that always walked around like they didn't have a care in the world. Those are the ones that I always watched, because the big guys, you know, they'll get drunk, start flailing around, and they're kind of easy to move around, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But them little guys, man, it's like, you know, trying to deal with a badger.
Oh yeah, those are the short guys, the ones with the barrel chest. Those are the first guys I'll buy a drink. Not the big goofs. The big goofs are easy. You know, it's the short guys, the ones that look like little fucking Wolverines. Oh, they're nasty. Oh, and they'll come up on you with an uppercut that'll knock your teeth out. Woo.
Oh yeah, I've had a couple chipped.
Yeah.
And since we're at the bottom of the hour, just to let everybody know in the chat, we do have our Q&A coming up at the top of the hour. So at 9 o'clock, please do make sure and have some questions ready for us. I also want to direct you down to the description box. And down there, you can find not only Killing Jokes YouTube, but also the Twitter. So take out 20 seconds, sub, like, and follow. All my crap's down there too. And just below that is my prescription for additional entertainment. These are people that I watch their shows. I like their content. They're probably half the names you probably don't recognize, but at the very least, give them a click and a shot. Check them out. I think they've got original content. I think they've got interesting content. They're definitely worthwhile checking out. So after everything's said and done, if you want to hop on the replay and just start clicking, I'm sure you're going to find something that is definitely going to make you smile. And yeah, now as far as getting your transition, getting back to where you wanted to be, what type of obstacles did you face becoming a businessman?
Oh, well, it actually fell into my lap pretty quickly. My father passed suddenly. He passed on New Year's Eve of 2001, on New Year's Eve, and that threw everything into turmoil. And yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow. Now I was the only, I have an older brother, and then I have a half brother and a half sister. Now, the way the will was written, everything gets divided up equally between 4 children. And so you would think easy peasy, Japanesey. But
no, there's got to be some dick in there somewhere.
Yeah, which was the half brother and a half sister. We just, you know, since there was a business involved, they kind of saw it as their opportunity to try to usurp power.
Now, were they looking to actually run the business or to part it out?
To part it out. Now, but my father put a failsafe in there, which was my uncle as executor of the will. And my uncle, he's accountant for the pipe fitters union in New York. So that's he don't put up with no shit.
I was going to say, that's a rough bunch.
Yeah. And he don't put up with no shit. And he knows the ins and outs and wherefores and what have yous of the legal ease of all this stuff. And I'm just, a guy who started off cleaning toilets. And needless to say, I stopped bouncing and devoted all my time to the yard at this time.
And how old were you at this point?
Geez, I must have been, I want to say about 35.
Okay.
I had already stopped bouncing now. So about I guess 35. I want to say numbers are fuzzy to me. Years are like my brains are Swiss cheese.
Well, but that's a good age to start a transition too.
Yeah. But so anyway, long story short, big legal battles. They were nipping at his heels. Me and my brother just wanted everything equally, fair equity, and being a nice guy, right? It's like, dude, you could have the house down the shore. You know, let's get all the mortgages, because we had a lot of property and we had a lot of businesses that my father owned and rented out. And, you know, there was a lot of money at stake.
So there are enough pieces on the board.
Exactly.
Okay.
To placate them money wise and property wise and car wise and anything else that they wanted. But they wanted the business because that was the money generator. So I wound up taking all my savings and buying out my brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which gave me 50% of the company.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, I was just in the works to get the bank loan to work to where they didn't have any control over who bought the company because the executor of the will did.
Gotcha.
So I was going to buy it lock, stock, and barrel. Right.
Yeah.
And I was working out a deal with the executor of the will, my uncle. They caught wind of this and really ramped up the pressure. And my uncle buckled. He paid off all the mortgages and sold everything. Everything.
So it ended up just being a payout?
It ended up just being a payout. And you know who took it on the chin? Me. Because I paid my brother off already. Now, my brother, nice guy, great guy, he wound up paying the difference, pay me back the difference, which is cool of him. He didn't have to, but he did. You know, so there I am, late to mid 30s, with a exorbitant amount of money. Now, I could continue to work down the junkyard because the new owners liked me. They've known me since I was 16 and was working down the junkyard. And in fact, they wanted me down there.
I could see where that would leave a very bad taste in your mouth. How the animosity would build up after a while.
Yeah. So I said, thank you, but no. Oh, you can work for us. Thank you, but no. Yeah, because I basically grew up down there from a kid. You know, with my father owned the place. I always was there. Every Sunday, my father took us down there from when I was a kid. So just seeing it and the way it was getting run by not somebody of my namesake, wasn't having it. So I took my money. I bought a house in the same town. I bought and this was 2007 at the time. Now this stretched out. You know, my father died in 2001. All this legal stuff was going on for 5-6 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, because I bought a 2007, brand new 2007 Mustang GT off the lot, black on black, convertible. Loved that car. Loved it. I don't know why I bought a convertible up in North Jersey. I always wanted one, and I said, I'm buying one. The hell with this. All right. And I bought it, and I bought the house that I was renting at the time. And it was a nice 2-family house. The broad I was living with, the lady I was living with, and her kids. I like them a little older and a little dirty under the fingernails, and her kids. We lived on the first floor, and that had 3 bedrooms. And the second floor was a 2-bedroom apartment. And then it was a converted 1-bedroom downstairs. So the rents took care of the mortgage and the insurance and yada, yada, yada. And we basically lived there rent free. So it was a good investment, I thought. And this is before the housing bubble burst. Okay. I paid $480,000 for the house.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But you got to remember, that was nothing. In Jersey, in North Jersey, before the housing bubble burst, that was nothing.
Well, I was going to say, if you remove a couple of zeros from that, that's probably the value of the house that we're living in.
Yeah, but this is before the big housing bubble burst. And we're talking about maybe less than 5 miles out of Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're talking North Jersey. I mean, literally, you could just jump on 280 and be at the Holland Tunnel within minutes. So,
yeah. And then spend the next 2 hours in island traffic.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, optimal placement, great schools, great everything. And then I had a taste for something white and powdery. That money went pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. And then I had so much free time on my hands, I got a taste for the liquor. And I spent wilding away in bars. And that went on for a couple of years.
So what was the actual turning point?
On that little story?
Yeah.
It wasn't necessity, let me tell you. I figured out in my haze, in a moment of clarity, boy, without any income, I don't have any money incoming. And my bank account is shrinking. And it looks like I'm going to have to fucking get rid of some investments just to keep up this. Oh, no. So, and dip into my retirement. No.
Yeah. So I can understand that.
Yeah. So anyway, long story, even shorter. This is a hard one. Wound up losing all my retirement. Shitty accounting. IRS took most of that. Woman that I was with, we moved down to Florida. Kicked me out at a house, and I was sober at the time. And I've been sober for a few years, and was working a job actually at CVS. I was a manager.
Oh, and, God, you got to send me a picture of that. I know there's one around somewhere.
Nope. There's no pictures of that. Me? I was the buffest manager at CVS.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, it's like you walk up, can I help you? No.
Yeah, no. I was a night manager. The only reason they hired me is they had a lot of problems with nighttime thefts. Let me tell you, they didn't have a problem with nighttime thefts anymore.
Shrank.
No more shrinkage on the night shift when I was working. But seriously, folks. But wound up ending a 12-year relationship and wound up losing the house, losing the car, and almost losing my mind. And then I met the killing wife in a moment of desperation, and she kind of saved my life. And I've been here ever since. And she'll tell you the same, that I saved her life. We met each other at pretty much a good time in our lives that we needed each other, and we just never left each other's side since.
Well, and it's not the top of the hour yet, but I would like everybody in the chat to raise the glass or whatever intoxicant that you have currently, and let's give a little toast to the killing wife, shall we?
Yes, she deserves a toast. She is an awesome broad.
Yeah, I've heard her in the background a couple of times, setting you straight.
Yeah. She keeps her eye on me.
But that's what it's not just a wife. That's what a partner's for.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Because I mean, the only person that I'll accept the stink eye from is wifey, and yeah, I'd say at least 80% of the time it is my fuck up.
Yeah, married life very well. Then yes.
Oh yeah, we're coming up. We're coming up in just a little bit past a week of our 10th year.
Oh, man. That's great. Congratulations.
Well, that is if she doesn't, sunset me with a pillow while I'm sleeping, because she can do that. It's in the marriage contract.
Yeah, but you just got to change the beneficiary. I got her. She made me her beneficiary on all her veteran stuff. So I'm going to be sitting pretty. I mean, I love you, honey.
Joke, the women are going to outlast us.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely the way I'm going. But I mean, there's like so much. I just gave you the cliff notes. There's like so many details that I could go on for hours just on 1 year of my life. I lived like the Jerry Springer show. I mean, we both lived a life, Doc.
Okay, now what I'm curious about, and just one story.
Yes.
About the time before you guys actually got married.
Okay.
A decent wild story.
Oh shit. Honey, close the door. Okay. I think she's got her earplugs in. All right, good. Yeah. A decent wild story. Holy shit.
Yes, it technically doesn't have to be X-rated, but it doesn't have to be G either.
It doesn't have to be G either. Well, oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I don't know what you'd consider like a wild story. For me, it might have been just a Thursday night. I mean, there's different.
Oh no! I will leave it.
Oh, you'll rate me. You'll rate me on if this is wild or mild.
No, I tell you what, we'll have the chat do that. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know if I want to talk about the bed pisser.
Huh.
It's funny. It's funny. The bed pisser. This
just a she and I story.
No, not a she and I. It's a she, him, her, and I story.
Okay, well, you got me hooked.
Well, the bed pisser, the phantom bed pisser here. Fucking retarded. Anyway, I was hanging out with a couple of my boys. All right. This is after a night of working over at the Palladium. It was a club in New York where a bunch of club kids went and crap. And couple of me and a couple other bouncers, but who are also bikers. We're all getting our bikes, right? And it's like, okay, let's go over to the diner and go get something to eat, and then let's ride back to Jersey, because most of the bikers came from Jersey, and then we'll split up, and that's it. Fuck off. So we head over to the diner, and these fucking 5 broads walk in, just out of the club, hot, but there.
Oh,
Double snorts. You dick.
Oh, you got a grumble snorts attack. Please.
I think I got it. You dink. Is that better, Doc?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. So, all right. These 5 broads walk into the diner. And we're looking at them and going, oh, yeah, they're fucked up. They can't go nowhere. We should help these ladies in distress.
Of course.
Of course. Gentlemen, chivalry ain't dead. We'll save you, sweetheart. So,
grab the fedoras and tip them appropriately.
Yeah. Yeah. But so we flag them over. Hey, what are you chicks doing? It's like, oh, we got to get back home and this and that. We don't know how to get back home. We don't know where we are. It's like, well, you should wait till the morning. There's a hotel down the street. You want to go down there? Oh, yeah, we're all fucked up. Anyway. Long story short, we're smoking crack in this fucking hotel. We're smoking crack in this hotel. And it's like,
because there weren't any signs up that said you couldn't.
Yeah, it was a smoking hotel. There was ashtrays, I swear. I told you I did some things back in my 20s, okay?
Yeah, shit happens.
The statute of limitations is over, folks. All right? I told you I ain't no angel. I don't know what you were expecting. So we're going, all of us are going at it. It wasn't an orgy. It's one guy, one girl, one guy in a closet. And anyway, you know how that old chestnut. And
just tea-tack with a bottle of lotion, enjoying the sight.
Yes. The guy in the filthy chair. Yeah. One guy on the pipe, just sitting there. Oh, no, I'm good. I'll be over here. Keeping it warm for us.
There you go. That's dedication.
And then, okay. End of the frivolities. It's the morning time. Okay, my buddy starts slapping me across the face, and I got this fucking swamp thing laying on my arm. And I'm like this. Oh, God, they were hotter last night. Here comes the morning sun through the fucking the smoke encrusted fucking room.
And somebody had stolen your beer goggles.
No, I was not drunk at the time. I was working. Remember, Doc?
Okay.
But in the course of the night, their makeup must have worn off with all the sweat, and that makeup was hiding what was underneath this warthog of a woman was laying on my arm. And they started, my buddy slapping me. Go get the fuck up. We got to get out of here. And I'm like, oh shit, did one of them die? He goes, no. And he's like, but he's real low. No, just get up. Look what happened to Mickey. Look what happened to Mickey. I go, oh, fuck, are we going to leave him here? Yeah, but look what happened to him. So I peel myself away from this thing, and I get up. Now, Mickey's on the bed with two of these chicks. We're slapping the other dude. Hey, come on. He's still got the pipe. He fell asleep with it in his hand. Now the pipe is just crushed in his hand. Fucking Mickey's got two of these fucking broads on him. He's got his jeans on. Chicks is pissed all over Mickey.
Oh,
just pissed. Just let loose all over Mickey. And it's like, holy shit, what is he going to tell his wife? I go, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know him or his wife. Yeah. Hey, let's put the warthog on top of him. We're like, yeah. And I go, hey, baby. Come on. Get up. And they're like, fucking, come on, get on the bed. It's more comfortable, honey. Here you go. And we flop her down on top of Mickey. He's out. He's just out for the count. And fucking, I don't know what it was. Was it the movement? Was it the crappy bed? Was it the too much coke or too much booze? Or was it the crack? She just lets loose on him. I'm like, oh my God. We're fucking giggling like fucking 7th graders out the door. Gosh, fucking lock the door, and then they had a bench outside. We pull the fucking thing in front of it. And did you ever see the Blues Brothers movie?
Oh yeah,
where they put the ashtray, like that big cylindrical ashtray on top of the bench in front of the door, like it's ever going to do anything.
Yeah.
Other than just knock over when they open the door. We do that. And we're running down the fucking hall laughing, going for our bikes, fucking buckling our pants and fucking laughing. And we hear Mickey, oh my God! Fuck. And we're laughing. Going, run, Mickey, run! And he's running out the door. Boom! Trips over the fucking bench. The ashtray goes fucking flying off the bench. He's falling down. His pants are 50-degree list of port off his fucking ass. He's screaming, cursing us out. We're trying to get on our bikes and start them. Now it's fucking cold out. And the bikes won't fucking start. We're trying to get him going before he comes out. Now, Mickey's a big fucking dude, and he'll kick our ass. And we don't know if he's wired, if he's in a good mood or a bad mood. But fuck it. It's Sunday morning in the middle of New York City, and we just want to get the fuck out of there. And we left them in a hotel room, these fucking warthogs that pissed all over them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the better part of discretion to leave, hang around, and see what his opinion was.
Yeah. So, so wild or mild?
Okay, chat, wild or mild? Go ahead and put it in there right now. Since it is at the top of the hour, Water Jabbers wants to start off the Q&A.
Oh Lord.
And of course we'll get into this because we haven't even gotten to how you found your way to the YouTubes. But
Okay.
Water Jabbers asks, I'd like to know what Joker's favorite thing about being an E-celeb is and what his least favorite thing is.
Well, I don't consider myself an E-celeb, but I'll tell you this, Jabbers. My favorite thing about you being on YouTube is entertaining people, making people laugh, like seeing the laugh out louds in the chat, like I'm doing now. Since I can't hear you audibly laughing, that is what I like to see. I like to see people having a good time on what I'm doing.
Well, and Water Jabbers says that you are to me.
Well, thank you very much, but I don't deserve that at all. And I don't consider myself that. I appreciate it though. But seriously, my favorite thing is seeing you people be entertained, seeing the chat be entertained. That's my favorite thing. My least favorite thing, gay ops. Hands down.
Amen.
Gay ops and drama that comes from gay ops. That shit just the worst. It's terrible. It's just there should be no place for it. But there is a place for it, but not with me. That's about it. That's as easy as I could go on that. You know?
Yeah, it's one of those, you do that over there.
Yeah, fuck off over there with that. I'll fuck off over here. You know, I try to keep my streams as drama-free as possible. You know, drama's always going to come up. I mean, I'm not immune to it. I guess, honestly, it finds us all in one form or another, and we have to deal with it, and we have to acknowledge it or get involved with it. I do get involved with it, but it doesn't mean that I like it at all.
And I'll be honest with you, if you guys ever wanted to know anything about that drama, you really should have tuned into his show, which he has a show that runs Tuesday and Thursday from 5:30 to, well, whenever he damn well wants to stop.
No, I try to keep it at 7 so the next people have that definite starting point. I don't like to be a pig about it, you know? I like to have a definite stopping time. So people can start their shit, you know?
Yeah, it used to be nobody wanted to do shit on Tuesdays, and now everybody's doing shit on Tuesdays. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Blackout has a question for you.
Okay.
Since you do your music streams, what are some of your favorite bands or artists? And do you prefer just single songs from artists and bands?
Actually, I prefer rock blocks. Primarily because it allows me to go get a cup of coffee without worrying about it and rushing back to the computer.
Dude, when I DJ'd,
yeah,
our piss break song was Marvin Gaye. I heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah, that's a good 7-minute song, right?
Yeah. I mean, we would love to plug in Inagata Davida to take a shit, but you know.
Yeah, but who wants to listen to a 17-minute song?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so the first part of the question, your favorite bands and or artists.
Honestly, I cannot answer that. I like a plethora of things. I mean, from Korn to Marvin Gaye, like you just said, Al Green, Parliament Funkadelic, old disco. I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You name it. I mean, I enjoy it. Even old Fortuna and some classical hits, I really enjoy. But I guess it depends on the mood I'm in. That's more reflective of how I feel is the music that I'll play.
Well, music's like a mood ring.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it depends on what mood you're in.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Ms. Stabbers asks, how do you take your coffee? Water Jabbers answered it by saying black like his dead soul.
I like my coffee I like my women. Light and bitter. That means milk, no sugar.
And we'll encourage people to go ahead and throw some more questions up. Now, I've always been curious about how, you know, an ex biker, bouncer, businessman, badass gets the YouTube bug. Where did that start?
Funny thing you asked that. Rary, of all people, El Rariachi, of all people, got me the bug.
Now, and you can tell me to back off on this, but was he an IRL friend or an online friend?
Online.
Okay.
Online. I met him over a year ago. We're both dark side filled detractors. We were hanging out in that community.
Jesus, that's a big community.
Yeah, but it was much smaller a year ago. I mean, and the funnier you were with your insults, the more you stuck out. And I stuck out pretty far because I'm pretty good at insulting people.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, go figure. But I mean, I got into that community because, I mean, I've always been a lurker on YouTube. I've always consumed YouTube. I cut the cord years ago.
Yeah.
I've always been online. I've always had an online presence. I've been into MMOs. I've always spoke the lingo. I've, you know, always been tech savvy. Always had a computer. You know, laptops, desktops, you name it. I got the first Dell XPS when it came out, the big dirty tower. The thing was 40 pounds, you know, and I've always been into tech, and I've always watched YouTube and YouTube videos, and I was into Jim a very long time ago. I was even into Mundane Matt when he used to do his streaming. And I was there with about maybe 5 other people when Matt was streaming, when he got his takedown from Zoe Quinn.
Okay.
Actually, I was on that stream where he got the takedown, and that sparked here, reset the clock, Gamergate. So I mean, I was there at that moment in time. Before that, I mean, I've always been around, but I've never interacted with things. And I've been a DSP detractor for years. When Almighty Tevin first started making his videos, well, while he was streaming on Twitch. I was always in the background watching and laughing and stuff. And it wasn't until, who we all know now, Queen of Outlines, King of Pole, went at who was in the SOK, Sons of Kijima at the time, went at my friend, they call me TXT. Now, I like TXT, and I like this content, and I liked him as a streamer. And that's the first time I made a Twitter account, was to say, enough of your shit, King of Paul, because I've seen him go into latch on to every single thing for years and destroy it. And just, he's got the anti-Midas touch, I like to call it. Everything he touches turns to shit. And he likes to stick his nose into things and fuck up everything and start attacking people for no reason, trying to get in people's good graces. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I remember when he tried to switch gears and do, what is it, Exceptional Detective or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, and he tried to rebrand himself. It didn't work. You're still an idiot. Okay? Yeah. You've been an idiot for years, and I've seen you all over the place, and you're still an idiot. And it's a damn shame that I share Tampa Bay with you. Okay?
Well, stop.
And that's not a dox. Everybody knows he lives in Tampa.
Yeah, just don't share it with him anymore.
Not my choice.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I got on Twitter then, and I jumped in to defend Text, and Text is like, "Whoa, who are you?" You know, and I was like, "No, I've been seeing this guy," and me and Text became very fast friends, and that's how I started getting into making fun of Phil.
So you walked up and just said, "Hold my beer."
Yes, I said, "Hold my beer. Enough of this." And then me and Rary started talking, and he disappeared for a little bit, and he said, "Hey, guess what? Come watch this." And he was on the Kumite. And he says, "Hey, why don't you, I do gaming streams. Why don't you come on the stream?" And I talked to him first time on a stream, and we started laughing. We started making fun of each other, and it clicked. It was funny. We laughed. We had a good time, and it was great. You know, and that's where I got the bug. And Rary used to pump me up and say, we got to do a show. We got to do a show. And out of that came the Cassie cast. And then Rary kept pumping me up. I got to do a solo show. And that's how I got into my thing.
Well, now I'll admit I had not seen any of the Classy cast.
Oh, it was total ridiculousness.
How long did it run?
Not very.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's a feeling out process, especially when you're sharing time with people. Because I'm going to say that the people that I've worked with have not had it go to their heads, but all the behind the scenes shit I've seen many more where it actually gets to their heads, and they think like they're the king shit instead of, you know, just another very, very, very small fish in a very, very, very huge ocean.
Exactly. And that's what I am. I'm a speck. I'm a fly. I'm not even fly shit on the internet.
Well, but you can impact your surroundings.
That's true. You impact the people who watch you. That's why you have to be careful on what you say. You all right, Doc?
Yeah, just went down the wrong way.
Well, hork it out, man.
Drink. That's what I get for only drinking water for this.
Fuck all, man. What the hell's wrong with you? I don't rate a vodka.
Brother, I had no alcohol in the house and no money to buy it, so
No sherry?
it is the freshest of water and ice cubes that I drank for you.
Well, as long as it's the freshest of water.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like my city drains.
Much.
Chop Top Nada asks, what are some of your favorite movies?
My favorite year is my absolute favorite movie.
That is a pretty badass movie
With Peter O'Toole.
Yeah,
it's my favorite year is hands down.
Peter O'Toole was my favorite actor after I saw him in Lawrence of Arabia.
I've never seen that with him. I've honestly seen my favorite year with him.
Well, he does get raped in it, though.
Oh, well, there you go. Is that why it's your favorite movie?
Well, no, because it's a tasteful rape. Because
it's tasteful.
Yeah, the camera.
How is butt fucking tasteful?
Okay, here's how it happens. They take him in a room for an interrogation, and they give him the "I'm going to rape you" look, and then the camera, like a ghost, just pans back to where you can only see shadows, and then before anything really happens, the camera is almost panned completely out of the room.
Speaking of butt rape, there's Disky Fringo. Hi, Disky.
Welcome. A wild fox. Now that is, wow. That's a big question. He asks, what's the wildest thing that you've ever done? And I think honestly, if I can step in here just as a humble moderator, if you want to find out the wildest thing that he's ever done, then tune into his show and wait for him to tell you that.
Yeah, there's been many.
Because I don't think there's the top one. I think you have to pick from a handful, from a police lineup. I've
seen a lot of things, and I've done quite a number of them. I'm not proud of some, but I've done them. You know what? You try everything in this world once, and the things you like, do them twice.
As long as you don't get caught, do it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. But going back to my that movie question, I would say right now, I love the Marvel movies. I've always I was always into Marvel comics, and that right now it's the golden age for comic movies. Just seeing like the production values that it and the attention that they're getting, and people are going, oh, they're reading too much into it. It's a popcorn muncher. They're getting big budget production for a comic book movie, and it's great. I think it's fantastic, and there's so many stories out there to be told because Hollywood doesn't have anything to offer. Well, comic books has such a rich story history that they can draw upon that. Now, they'll bastardize it, of course. That's what Hollywood does. But still seeing that come alive in big budget where they did not get the attention and the big budgets that they had. It's fantastic for a comic book geek like I used to be.
Well, and people still give me shit to no end on the internet when we get into comic book movie discussions. My favorite movie is still Superman from 1978 because of the fact that when I walked out of the theater, I believed a man could fly.
Exactly. I mean, Christopher Reeve was Superman. It made me, but it was fantastic. I mean, you've seen people walk out of it was like the Rocky movies. You've seen people walk out of Rocky movies, go like with their hands up, going, you know?
Oh yeah,
and cheering when Rocky was kicking Clubber Lang's ass or Apollo Creed's ass. You heard people cheering. It was. That's what a movie was, and that's what I mean. Movies are like superhero movies are now, to me.
Well, and
it's like you hear people cheering when Thor showed up in the last Avengers movie, and the Hulk said, "Oh, you're all screwed now." Everybody in the movie theater went, "Yeah," that's what a movie could do, and it was great.
Do you think that with the modern technology now that it's essentially diminished the impact that movies had back then?
You want to know what? If the CG is done correctly, if it's done correctly and at the right times, it can only enhance. But when you have it just so grossly done, like a Michael Bay film, where the whole movie is just actors in front of a green screen and acting to that, I think it loses it. But if you can just put in the practical effects with the CG, I think that's the way to go. I mean, but if CG is done correctly and you can't notice it, that's where the movie magic happens.
I believe this is a serious question from somebody named Disky Fringo.
Yes.
Says, how is Joker going to make fun of my hair when he looks like Hi, I Think I'm Real's grandfather?
Who's Hi, I Think I'm Real?
That's the appropriate answer. No one should know who Hi, I Think I'm Real is.
I don't know him, so sorry. Your joke fell flat. Flatter than your hair.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think if you've given up on women, then that's the appropriate haircut to have.
Oh, Doc, stop beating on the man. He's dead already. He's dead. Have you seen his hair? He's died. He died the minute he got his hair cut. God damn it, Doc.
I couldn't help it. I'm sober.
Hey, you got two boomers picking on you now. How do you feel there, young man? Hey, did you get a free bowl of soup with that haircut? Yeah, poor Disky. Poor Disky's hair.
Well, he told me that his Canadian girlfriend likes it, and she's a model.
She sent him a VHS tape.
We wouldn't break your balls if we didn't love you, Disky.
Yeah, we don't love you, Disky.
So I mean, you're basically taking a look at everybody that's on the internet, and the time that you're citing right now is tons of SJW reaction videos. No, technically streaming's kind of coming in at this point. I mean, streaming was always big on Twitch because it's Twitch. But was there a time when you thought, well, hey, I think I just want to make videos, or was it screw it, I like the live streams?
I don't have the technical know-how for videos, so it was never the video thing. I have the creative mind for doing a video, but I don't see, I have the vision for a video, but I don't have the technical know-how to make that vision a reality. I wouldn't know to make it animation, to make it live action, and I don't have the editing skills. And honestly, it sucks to sound, but I'm too old to learn that. And I don't have the patience to learn that. I'm lucky if I could get OBS up and running, as you could see. But I try to get creative with what I have, like what I did with my stream today, like telling everybody to get into the bunker. And I did a short scene with GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to fucking call it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. but I try to get creative with what I have. And I think that the live stream is stop yelling, Disky, calm down. We can hear you. Let your haircut does the talking for you, okay? But I think the live stream is more better for me because I like that live reaction. I like that back and forth that I'll have with the chat, because to me that's that immediate or almost immediate reaction that you have that I enjoy.
Well, I've always compared it to making a movie as opposed to doing a play on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, you may get a lot of likes and a lot of thumbs up for the video that you do, but when you're streaming, yeah, you get that instant reaction. You're either making the connection or you're not.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to make that immediate, connection. But once you make that connection's gone. It's lost. If you rewatch my streams over and over again, like any video, that connection is lost. So it's a different format altogether. Your videos have got to stand the test of time, where a stream has just got to stand the test of that moment,
Well, and forgive me if I'm breaking kayfabe on your gimmick, but the thing where you have to be there live to experience it, because once you get the claims, it's automatically going to mute out the damn stream, or basically strike it out to where you can't actually hear a rebroadcast. I think honestly, that's
no. Well, it depends. Like they don't necessarily mute them, but they want to monetize it. And since I don't monetize anything, they don't mute them. You can still hear the music in the background.
Wow.
Like,
I should have put your I should have put your Streamlabs in the description.
No. I'm okay. I'm okay. I got accused of being whatchamacallit, due to shakes, being a whore.
I love the shakes
when it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. It's a joke. Yeah, if somebody wants to give me free money, yeah, go, please go right ahead. I'm not adverse to it. I'm not standing on a moral soapbox. No, do not hand me free money. I refuse it. It's dirty. No, you want to hand me free money? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm working here. I don't sing. I don't dance. I use my voice. I use my comedy or lack therein to try to entertain. And I appreciate it. Your donations are just your way, extra way of saying thank you. But your true thank you is just laughing and showing up and spending your time. A donation is just going above and beyond that. And I do appreciate them. They're not needed.
Well,
but they are appreciated.
And
I feel me on that.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of people have not been in like a major metropolitan city to see how on point that Shakes is as far as being a panhandler. Because literally, if you've ever been in a major metropolitan city or trying to ride the subway, there's always somebody trying to shake you down, and they're almost exactly like that.
Yeah, they're up in your face and they're shaking their cup in your face till you give them something. Yeah. That's what I was trying to get across. If you ever been to New York, there you go. Welcome to New York City.
Oh yeah, they will if they spot you as a mark, as a tourist, they will follow your ass down the street.
Yep. And oh my goodness. When I was a kid, the squeegee men, you'd get off the Lincoln Tunnel. They'd see that Jersey plate. They'd throw dirty water on your window and wipe it off with a brown paper bag that they just wiped their ass with, and then have their hand out for $1.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah. Let's see. Panda HQ Sky. I will ask the question, but yeah, you'll have to take the answer. Is Joke as much of a troglodyte as he sounds?
You would have to watch my stream from today to get the answer to that. I guess troglodyte is a caveman. No. I am 6'1", almost 6'2". I am a large, big boned, 200 and geez, I just got weighed at the doctor's, 245 pounds. I'm well built. I have perky breasts. I am not tattooed from my head to my feet. They are well placed, and I have a mohawk. Answer your question?
And I do hope that the stream does stay up. Well, I've heard from like 3 different people that they're already clipping the shit out of it. So that's going to make its way around.
Oh, okay, good. They're going to have music all in the back of it too. So they're not going to make a dime off of it.
Well, that's a good thing though.
Yeah. They can clip all they want. I don't care.
Well, and what's your opinion of clip streams? Because it's usually the pendulum swings hard one way or the other with them.
I don't care.
Either they provide a service or they're leeches.
It's fine. They could do whatever they want. It's out there, right? It's content. I guess it brings eyes to the channel, and that's fine. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's free advertising. I honestly haven't thought of it either way. Honestly, I mean, I don't make that interesting of content to be clipped. So, hey, great. I mean, I could see people who generate so much content that it's getting clipped regularly. That's a good thing or a bad thing. If things are taken out of context, I could see that being a bad thing. But I meant every word I said, and I don't think anything could be taken out of context. I was pissed.
The big bullshit about that is if it's not just a straight clip channel, if what they're doing is making a reaction video, and they do that. I don't want to bring any of the TMZ into this, but there have been people recently who have received the exact same recordings, and they've come up with 2 different ways to actually look at it. And they've basically been able to put the spin on it. And I think if you're going to clip somebody, set it up, leave it alone, and let people draw their own opinions from it.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to put their spin on it, like what we had, and I'll bring this up if you don't mind, if that's cool with you.
It's your show, brother. I'm just
it's your channel, it's your show. But I mean, what we had with Tonkasaw, with the spin that was done on his stuff. I mean, everything it was spun a certain way and broadcast a certain way to make it sound something that it wasn't. And I listened to it without commentary and without any other without anybody's input other than my own. and I made up my own mind. And what I gave today was my opinion on that.
Yeah,
on that, you know.
I'm gonna have to side with you on it without getting too deep into it. I had the chance to listen to it front to back.
Yeah, I can make up my own mind.
Yeah,
I'm an adult. I don't need somebody else making up my mind for me. I mean, I don't need to have people cherry picking comments out of it, going ooh 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 ooh. Ooh. No, I don't. I'm an adult. I can listen to it myself without commentary. I mean, seriously.
Miss Stabbers has a back-to-back question for you.
Okay.
Does Joker like walks on the beach? And what's your favorite breakfast food? And now I'm starting to get uncomfortable because if Mrs. Killing Joke is around anywhere, there could be problems.
No. That's okay. We went down to Clearwater Beach with the killing wife and the killing kid. About a month ago. The killing kid was in town. No. Was it a month ago? Or more than a month ago. More than a month ago, the killing kid was in town just for a day. And we went down to Clearwater Beach and had a great time. And, pardon me. And it was hot as balls. And Clearwater Beach has got this sugar sand.
Yeah.
And it's hot. It's hot. But walks on the beach are fine if it's at night. So, yeah, well, I like that.
Our family condo is in Sarasota. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Florida hot.
Yeah, I rarely get a chance to go there, but I know those white beaches.
Oh, yeah. And my favorite breakfast food is bacon, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel with a hash brown on top. Not on top of the bagel, but in the bagel too. Yeah. Throw that in there.
I think I'd have to throw in like an everything or pistachio muffin on the side.
Too much bread for me. That's carbo loading.
Oh, I don't care. I'm already safe in the fact that I know it's my wife who's going to end up killing me. So might as well eat what I want.
Exactly. Got to clog those arteries right.
Water Jabbers asks, why do you like New Kids on the Block so much?
Well, Water Jabbers, see, when I was dating your mom, she was like really into them. So, that song got stuck in my head. Next.
Fire Mistress, Human Resources, asks, how long have you had Grumble Snorts?
It's going on a year now. We rescued him from dog fighting. Believe it or not, we got him from a dog fighting. They wanted to use him as bait. That's why his ears are clipped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they did a really crappy job at clipping his ears.
As I was going to ask the first time that I saw a picture of him.
Yeah. We got him when he was a year old. He's currently 2 years old now. He's almost 85 pounds, and that's extremely large for a bulldog.
Yeah.
And they tried to chop his tail, but what they did was they tried to tie it off with rubber bands.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So his tail's a little disformed, but he's more happier now than he's ever been. And he doesn't spend more than 5 feet away from me. He's right here, snoring away.
So when's the ass cam going into effect?
Well, I'm trying to get him to poop with the harness on. He does not like pooping with the harness on. I think I'm going to have to go with the telescoping attachment and the like kind of faux harnessing ass cam. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah, because
he doesn't like the harness around there. He won't pee or poo with it. And I've been trying to get him to go with it, but he won't.
So selfie stick then.
Yeah, we're going to have to go selfie stick. But then I can get really good interior shots.
Well, then again, all you need is
hold on, Doc. What was that, honey? Okay.
You have coffee.
All right.
You went to Speedway? Please stand by. We are experiencing wife difficulties. The trouble is not in your YouTube. Yeah, wifey went and got coffee, but
Why did you want a cappuccino too?
I don't want a cappuccino. Maybe because it's that cold. Go for like a cocoa or something. Or a big Four Loco. I'm not picky.
Four Loco. Oh, you really want to tear your insides up, brother.
Oh man. I remember when they first came out with that gimmick and it was called Cisco.
Yep.
And it was I think it was like 20% alcohol or something. It was pretty heavy duty. Oh no, like 18 proof.
And was that the stuff with the energy drink with the guarana or something like that?
No, this one was before the energy drink, and people thought that they were as mild as wine coolers, and kids started basically having alcohol overdoses. They were poisoning themselves and killing themselves.
Yeah. Those things are just brutal on you.
Yeah.
Even Four Locos, man, they'll twist your guts up.
I tried. I was at a sad part in my life, and I was able to walk up to a convenience store, and I had $2. So I bought a Four Loco, like grape, from the bodega, and I popped it. I started drinking it on the way back home, and it ended up in the first sewer grate that I came upon.
Yep. What out of your mouth, or did you dump it out? Because
I dumped it. Yeah, I dumped that. Oh, that thing was shit.
Oh,
that was horrible. I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not this desperate to be an alcoholic.
Yeah. It's like no. I've really hit rock bottom. I've really hit rock bottom when you're popping a Four Loco. You know what's really bad? A warm Four Loco.
Oh Jesus, no.
Warm watermelon Four Loco. Nope.
No, I had a friend who his favorite thing was, since his refrigerator kept going on the fritz, he was a functional alcoholic, and he would always drink Wild Irish Rose, and he'd buy like a case of it, and when his fridge would go out, he'd just drink warm Wild Irish Rose.
Oh, that's so terrible.
Oh,
that's so terrible.
Yeah, that's a true horror show.
This is where you make the barfing noise, Joker. Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, Nurse Ratchet. and it's a pleasure to meet wifey. Tell her thank you very much for the intro.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She hasn't killed me yet.
Got to be married to your ass.
Well, yeah, I mean that's definitely the number one quality, that she hasn't murdered me in my sleep yet.
Yeah. And yes, the stabbers, the killing wife is great to put up with me. But as you can tell, I'm not on all the time. I'm not that obnoxious. I'm not that much of a male chauvinist pig. It's all an act, honestly, because I would not survive 2 minutes if I was like that. I mean, granted, I just take my personality and crank it up to 20.
Well, and a lot of internet people don't understand that YouTube content creators should be a lot like wrestlers.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's what it's like. I mean, wrestlers are basically taking their personality and just turning it up. That's what Steve Austin did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then exaggerating it and twisting it into something interesting, into something new.
Oh, yeah. Anybody who's ever gotten over for any length of time, the Rock, Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Basically it's the whole rule of, this is who I am, but I'm on a big stage, so I have to be larger than life.
Exactly, because you're trying to not only entertain the people in front of you, you're trying to entertain that guy all the way up in the cheap seats. You're trying to entertain everybody. I'm just trying to entertain you right there out there, Gio, Miss Stabbers, Chop Top, Fire Mistress, all of you out there in the chat. I'm trying to entertain you. Each one that comes to my streams, I'm dance monkey dance just for you guys. And it's a much more contained area, but I still have to be larger than life. And because that's the only way that this works for me. I mean, if I come at you, hi guys, I'm the Killing Joke, and here's my shtick, and here's some songs that I like. Let's play them. Hey, I got this really interesting story. One time, a guy pooped on a toilet seat at the club I was bouncing in, and I had to clean it up. One time, excuse me, this Mexican guy at a bar, he fell asleep at the bar, and I had to throw him out, and he got really mad and he pushed me, so I had to throw him out. Yay. End of story. Okay, what are we going to do for the next hour and a half? Okay, you see why I got to turn it up and embellish and draw out the story and make you laugh and make you want to hear it and tell you all the lead up and the follow through and, a beginning, a middle, an ending, all with jokes and metaphors and everything, because it doesn't work without that. And my regular personality doesn't have that. The Killing Joke has that, and he's got that crazy accent and that crazy voice, which is my voice when I've been smoking too many cigarettes and drinking coffee all day.
Blackout says your former impression sounds like him on streams.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Blackout on streams is me in real life. I'm just trying to keep it down for wifey a little bit.
And for
I
those,
do have some.
And for those who this is your first introduction, and I can't see why it would be, but if it is your first introduction to the Killing Joke, his links are down below, both the YouTube and the Twitter. Please do make sure, take 20 seconds out of your busy day and go over and sub and ring that bell and follow him on Twitter. If you guys want to throw some love my way, my Streamlabs is definitely down there. All proceeds definitely go to getting the alcohol for next week.
Give up the money, your wallets.
Hey, I'll have my OBS up and running tomorrow.
Fucking A.
So I don't know. If Shakes ever wants to stop by, then
yeah. I'll send you the animated Shakes, and I'll do a run in. I'll do a run in.
And of course, also below, I guess wifey is looking at me that I have to advertise a T Public store because you
Yes.
can find the best in bootleg Medicare merchandise at my T Public store. Also got a pretty kick-ass Killing Joke bouncer shirt. But also the prescription for additional entertainment still stands. There's a lot of good content providers out there. So please do make sure and click on that list when you got an extra moment. And yeah, just give them a listen. If you like them, then give them a follow. Which leads me to who do you like to listen to? Like your top 5 currently.
Oh, that's real easy, Doc. Currently, it's definitely The Morning Decay takes up my morning with Optic and Broski. I think those guys are hilarious. And I love Optic's art. I mean, that guy can draw like you wouldn't believe. After that, I'm a fan of the Kumite when I could catch it because the house keeps me busy. I do a lot of housework, but I like to have it on in the background. And I think Takasaw is a pretty entertaining guy. You know, him and Failure together, gold. I mean, when they're not talking about drama stuff, that's, I think, their best shows. I think their best shows are when it's just them two sitting together, riffing on stuff. You know?
I kind of like the gimmick where Failure's always bugging the piss out of him.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the shows I like. I like the most that. Then I gotta say Blackout. That kid, yeah, he's in the. I see his little Norwegian bum over there. Yeah, I like his streams definitely. Him and Diddy, always a fan favorite. Those two could draw. Diddy's drawings make me smile and happy, and his drawings make me laugh all the time. They just make me laugh out loud. I mean, seriously. And he's just such a nice guy to boot. Let's see, that's Tree, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, warts and all, Disky Fringo. When he was streaming regular, I like Disky Fringo a lot.
Even though he's kind of left most of the internet, I got a feeling he's going to be back.
Oh yeah. And I liked his gaming streams, especially his Dead by Daylight streams, because you got to throw variety in there. You know, who else?
And his charity streams were hilarious.
Yeah. I can't say anything. I'm not allowed to let the cat out of the bag. But I already did.
So. If you guys have missed it, look up Disky Fringo and Chuck Tingle. He did a charity stream where he had quote unquote YouTube e-celebs come in and read homoerotic science fiction from a skip. And it wasn't implied homoeroticism.
No, it was full bore.
What was the one? Pounded in the butt by my butt?
By my own butt.
Yeah.
That was a thing. That was it. That happened. Let's see who else. You, of course, Doc. I love your interviews. Seriously. Geez, there's so many great streamers out there. Irate Prostate. I mean, the list goes on of people that I enjoy, and I try to catch as many streams as I can, but a man has to sleep. But I mean, Irate is up there, and just for sheer variety, Irate has got something going on for everybody. It's fantastic. And I'm not just saying that because I do a show with him on Friday, but I'm saying the stuff before Friday. I love. He's such a nice guy. I mean, just out there, nice guy. And I'm not discounting any of the other streamers out there, but I mean, it's there's a new breed coming up, and they're not wanting nothing to do with the drama, and they just want to entertain people, and that's great.
Yeah, I think you've seen a huge personality shift.
Yeah.
Once the adpocalypse happened, all the people who were there before the adpocalypse, they are shit scrambling to try. They're holding on by fingernails to not only try to hold on to the popularity, but a lot of people thought this was going to be my job for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but you know what? But that's made them hungry and start to eat themselves.
Yeah, they completely came at it the wrong way.
Exactly. And that's what's made people who like me and you, Doc, who do this for as a hobby or as therapy almost.
Oh, sure.
More viable because we just want to entertain. We're not worried about the money, the what is it, the monetization. We're not worried about the sub count. We're more worried about what's going out there, the entertainment, not the gay ops. We're not worried about what we look like. We're worried about entertaining the chat.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I find, you know, I've got like 330 something subs.
Yeah,
and if that's as many as I have, cool. Don't care, because that means, you know, the people that are tuning in either through, I get most of my listens from replays.
yeah.
People say I love to replay your shit when I'm at work, and that's an incredible payoff, because to be selfish about the whole deal, I'm doing it to keep my sanity. I mean, I've been housebound for like 4 fucking years. A lot of people know the story. It's irritating, but and this is something
Yes, it is
to keep me occupied.
Yeah, it's really irritating, Doc. Sorry. Just kidding.
Oh, and Uzi does say thanks, joke.
No problem, Uzi.
Uzi is a cutie too.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah, as far as it goes with the attitude out there, I think you're going to see a new breed within the next 3 years.
Yeah.
The old guard just completely fading away. I mean, literally, PewDiePie can stop right now. He's already a millionaire more than a few times over. People like Markiplier, like Jacksepticeye, they can literally just walk away from this now that they know they're not going to make any money off of it.
Yeah.
And it's going to allow burgeoning YouTube content creators, because of the fact that they're here for the love of it. I'm surprised anytime I get a Streamlabs.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful. I'm thankful for it. But once again, I fall back to that selfish thing. It's something that helps keep my sanity. And now that I'm doing these overnight streams, the Insomnia Ramble streams, I've found a way to take people from different neighborhoods, and put them on the same show, so people can talk to each other. They can, you know, like bees, man, cross-pollinate.
There you go. There you go. Right there. Cross-pollinate. I mean, it's good. I mean, just mixing with other people, what could go wrong? I mean, if you don't get along, bye. If you get along, great. You know, what's there to lose?
Yeah, and Cadunt was from a completely different part of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I had talked to her once, and I was like, well, why don't you just come on? And then she came on like 3 shows consecutively, and I'm just like, you got to be my co-host, because we, you know, I didn't know you from Adam. And she's like, oh, well, I just usually act like a filthy body whore. And I'm like, you don't do that when you're on my stream.
No, she's nice. I mean, I've caught many of your streams, and it works. You guys are having a good time, and it just shows through. That's it.
And can you talk just a little bit about WJOKE?
Oh, that's my I'm frigging bored and I want to stream. Yeah, I just saw an opening and I didn't see anybody that I knew on or that I'm subscribed on. And I just said, why not play some music? Maybe there's somebody out there listening and that's looking for something to do or just working on something that doesn't have a stream to listen to in the background. Let's give them something to listen to. And music's easy. I got Amazon Unlimited. I'll throw up some rock blocks, maybe get in the middle of that and talk some bullshit and play music again.
It's instant gratification because if somebody's like, "Oh, I really like that song. Hey, can you play this one?"
Yeah,
bizarre that song's going to get played.
Yeah. If I got it, I'll play it. Somebody sends me a link on YouTube. Okay, I'll work it in there somehow. I mean, it doesn't cost nothing, and it's easy. I mean, if I got a long list of things that's coming up, okay, I got to put you on the back burner, but I'll get to it, no problem. And if I forget, I forget. Sorry, I'll get you next time.
Can I share this? When I was an actual DJ on the radio, anybody who called, the proper response, like somebody's like, "Hey man, can you play some Metallica 1?" Mm-hmm. And our response had to be, "All right, we'll see if we can get that on the air for you. Thanks for calling." And all of our they're called play logs. All of the play logs were already set for us. They would take like if you had a 4-hour shift, there'd be 2 spots where you'd have a certain amount of time to work in 2 songs that you wanted to play.
Yeah,
that was it. And if you didn't, you had to fill it up with a bumper. So it was one of those. Your radio stations are lying to you. They are all run by computers now, people. With WJOKE, you go right to the source.
Yeah. I mean, you want to hear it? Okay, I'll get you up next song. Boom. There you go. Enjoy.
See, and that's why I kept memeing you as Dr. Johnny Fever.
Booger.
Yeah, because that's what it felt like to me. That you've got an audience that really thrives on the instant gratification. And I mean, we'd even talk about the insult comic part of it, but that's definitively a big part on your regular show. I mean, I personally love to come in crack wise and then have you rip on my ass.
So I mean, some people take offense to it, and that's okay. But I try to go so over the top with my insults that that it's like no human being in the world would insult me like that. This has got to be a rib. It's got to be a joke that this person would just go this out of his way to say the most ridiculous insult. It can't be. It can't be real. So that's why, like I would say a good 95% of the time, people get it that it's a joke, and it's that 5% of the time that I feel bad. Listen, dude, I'm just joking. It's
well. Let's do this. There's about 3 dozen people in right now. Let's get ones in the chat for people who like to be insulted by Joker or who have yet to be insulted by Joker and want to be. So throw some ones up there.
God.
But yeah, I mean, I've called you ever since that I've met you, and I've said it behind the scenes many times that you're the Don Rickles of this side of the YouTubes. Because I mean, people like Frank Sinatra, who could have you killed with a snap of their fingers, love to be insulted by Don Rickles. They would show up just to get that burn. Insult comedy is pretty tough to do. And Jabber says, I troll him just so he makes fun of me.
Yeah. You like it so much, you fucking pay me, you geek. That's all right. That's all right. I understand. You weren't loved as a child. I get it.
Honestly, I'm showing it rubbing off on a Disky now. Disky used to be a little tame. You have ruined that boy.
Oh, that boy was ruined before I met him. So was his mother. That's okay.
The whole chat is ones. So there you go. The ground is still fertile to plant your seeds.
You're gluttons for punishment. All of you bastards. All of you. You doomed yourself, you bastards. No.
And you know, I do want to ask this. Yeah. What does your daughter think about it? Has she ever listened to your show?
The Killing Kid. The Killing Kid knows my sense of humor. But if having a kid is different, I am daddy. And all daddies are nerds, and they're totally uncool, and they're spazzes. Now, I could be the coolest guy in the world. I picked her up on a Harley and from school, and had the tattoos out, and, you know, laying back with the ape hangers. Yo, let's go. Come on. Oh, Dad, you're such a dork. And I'm like, you can't win with this fucking kid. Just get on the back, put on your helmet. Let's go. Blah, blah. And it's like, oh, your dad's so cool. No, he's a dork. You know, it's you can't win with your own kid. So, I mean, my daughter is she's a chip off the old block. She's quick-witted as well. But she's got a lot of training to do. And that's why she's coming down here. So we're going to focus her mind on schoolwork.
And I think she probably watches your stuff at least with a wink and a nod, right?
She knows I'm on YouTube. She knows of my channel. She knows I'm on Twitter, but she doesn't want to follow me for fear that I'm going to follow her back and see her Twitter. Just like any good kid. So, but no, she thinks it's really cool. And she's shocked. She's honestly shocked that I'm doing this. And she goes, people actually listen to this crap. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, well, at least you're good for something, Dad. I go, yeah, honey. I love you too.
Now, do you ever have any plans, or does she ever have any ambition to guest host, or for the wifey that matter either?
Well, there's been a lot of calls for the Killing Wife, but to put this as the Killing Joke, the Killing Wife is a fucking nerd. All right. No, but seriously, a Killing Wife is very unlike me. Different ends of the aisle here. Killing Wife is very intelligent, incredibly well spoken. She has a BA in English literature and rhetoric. She's very well versed in ancient Rome, the ancient Rome Republic. Let's see. She's a war veteran. She's a survivor. She's a fighter, but she has no sense of humor whatsoever. She takes everything very literally, and living with me has been very trying on her because I joke about 98% of the time, and I'm very, very sarcastic. And sarcasm goes over her head. So I got to treat her with kid gloves when it comes to things. Where she's book smart, I'm street smart. Where, you know, she's very astute and I'm very in your face. Like she can quote chapter and verse William Shakespeare, right?
Yeah.
But me, I know my way around an engine or how to knock a guy out. You see where we came up differently.
So she's just happy with you do your shit over there and I'll do my shit over here.
Exactly. Right now, I believe she's reading a book. The new John Grisham came out. So, and she's very engrossed in that.
Well, somebody's got to read them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll send her one of my books. She'll probably find a bird so she can line the cage with it. But, you know.
We don't keep birds. They're dirty. Birds are dirty, filthy animals. Yeah.
That's why you need a hack novelist like me so you can always have the cage lined.
By the way, we might just pick up your book from Amazon, so you might see a little bit of commish there. You know what I'm saying? See a little bit of silver light in your pockets.
I kept my first commission check. I didn't bother cashing it. It was like $13.42.
Hey, there you go.
It's just like the check I got from a DC for doing a little bit of work on the side for him.
Yeah.
You get no credit for it whatsoever, but I got a $50 paycheck out of it. And back in the 80s, that was kind of good for just throwing bullshit down.
There you go.
It
was either credit or money. Give me the money.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some articles floating out around in some old magazines, so you know, once they finally dox me, people can go back and start looking for them if they want. They're pretty good. They were good enough to get paid, so I'm fine with that as long as they don't find all the fucking content generator shit that I made. That is soulless work. That's why I'm just like, it's giving me 5 cents a word, but I got to do something. And then people started dragging me around the YouTubes because I ninja'd it just like you did. Yeah. Just stay in the bushes, see what's going on. And I still will go in and ninja smaller streams just to see what's going on. And I don't know. Do you get this to where if you actually do make a comment in chat that all of a sudden people are saying hi to you?
Repeat the question. I'm sorry, it's getting late. I'm getting
no
sundowners. I got sundowners pretty bad. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm still good though. My voice isn't gone. My brain's starting to go though. But
fuckwad, to answer your question real quick, I did not do any bondage porn. It may look like bondage just because, I was flexible back then, but, it was not bondage porn. But no, I was asking if you go to like a smaller chat and you like you go to a smaller stream, you like what's going on and you make a comment and then all of a sudden you get a lot of people saying hi to you in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Does that freak you out?
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. And I try to say hi to everybody back and like each one, like you don't want to just group everybody together and it's like, hey, hi. And then you run out of like my dudes, my man, and and stuff. And it's weird, but it's flattering as well. It's like, whoa, it's like, hey.
Well, and there's no denying the fact that if you're on a show, they get a bump.
I don't see how. um, I think it's nice for you to say so, but you know, I think they're the ones that are talented. That you know, it's I'm just there.
Well,
You
truth is
know,
truth. I mean,
doing my song and dance.
yeah, even if you've got the black face on and you're doing the soft shoe, people still like to show up because you are one of the few people that are still unpredictable on YouTube. You legitimately could say anything and everything. I think the stream you did today blew people away.
I just got mad. I mean, I was just mad at the situation. I just saw bullshit and I called it out. I I thought everybody was going at you know, maybe Tonka did do something wrong. I don't know. It's just my opinion on what was presented and the way it was presented. And once I had all the facts, it just stunk. And it just stunk really bad. And it wasn't right. And I just, as a man, when good, you know, my father would have rolled over in his grave, is my first thought. And if he wasn't dead, he would have fucking punched me in the head and goes, "What are you doing? I raised you better than this." When good men stand by and let bad things happen, they're not good men anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't just stand by and let lies happen and bullshit happen, no matter who the person is. If it was a piece of crap, but lies are even if Tonka did something so reprehensible, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the past or whatever. He didn't do that. He didn't do that thing. Get him on the thing that he did do. But don't make up bullshit. Don't make up bullshit and have it and wedge a square peg into a round hole. You know, that ain't being a man. That ain't right. How would you like that to happen to you? How would you like to have a bunch of people make up bullshit about you? You wouldn't like it, would you? You wouldn't like to be persecuted like that, would you?
Without a doubt.
I mean, anybody. And I would hope if something like that happened to me, somebody would stand up and say, "No, that's wrong. That he didn't do that. This this is 100% wrong." You know, and it's and I'm not nobody. I'm not nobody. I got a little tiny show. I do my little thing. I just want to make people smile, and I just got mad at it. And I don't do drama streams. I just want to make people laugh and smile for an hour and a half, 2 days a week. That's it. That's all.
It was true from a perspective of somebody who was around watching all the bombs drop. And I think that's something that was refreshing because the fact that you did not espouse a position. You're like, here, this is exactly what I saw. This is the conclusion I came to. If you don't like it, fuck off. Go find your own conclusion.
Yeah, and that's what I want people to find, their own conclusion. You don't need somebody else telling you, ooh, look. No, listen to it for yourself, you know, but don't listen to anybody's other twist. This shit happens all the time. How do you sound when you're talking to your friends behind closed doors? It's all locker room talk. It's what we all do. We're not SJWs. We're not politically correct. We talk shit about each other. It's just what guys do. It's just gay ops. And that's gay. And that's why it's called gay ops. And it just, from my perspective, it was somebody being butthurt. And if you believe it or not,
I legit have not seen a single person who's run a gay ops that it hasn't come back and bit them in the ass.
Yeah.
So there's your cause and effect.
The truth comes out. The truth comes out in the wash. I mean, but I mean, ever since that I've came to Twitter and done YouTube, I've been nothing but straight with people. I don't lie. I don't try to backdoor anybody. I don't try to social climb, step on anybody's head. I'm out front with everything on who I am, what I'm about, and I don't try to get over on anybody. That's just bullshit. I'm trying to build like a channel on YouTube. I mean, I'm trying to build it on stone, not on sand, because and like you build it on integrity and truth. You don't build it on lies, because that's just going to fall apart. And whether I get 1 view or 100, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put on the same show, and I'm going to put on the best show I possibly can. The best show I had, Doc, the best show I could tell you, I had 8 viewers. I had 8 viewers. I was on, there was drama going on left and right. Ralph had 5K viewers, and I was going on against him, and Cog had his stream going, and everybody had things going. I had 8 viewers, and I had the best show of my life, and I had fun doing it. I was probably one of those viewers. Probably. I mean, and I had the best show of my life, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And you can ask the Killing Wife. I got off of that stream and I was beaming. I was so happy. 8 people showed up, and I was happy. I was happy I had 8. And you still go out there and you still put on a show. And it was actually better because I had 8, because I could talk to them. Yeah. And it was immediate reactions to everything. And I could get more personal with people.
Yeah. And I think that's the attitude that's going to go a lot farther, because I mean, any content creator who says they're not in it for a little self-gratification is lying.
Yeah.
That you do want to get something out of it, whether you're running it for therapy purpose, or you just get a DM later on and said, man, that was a kick-ass stream.
Yeah. I mean, there's my gratification.
So let's go ahead and get this wrapped.
Yeah, that sounds great, Doc.
If you would,
Yes,
what now, of course, we're going off of our e-celebrity here. What would you recommend to the up and coming, maybe soon to be streamers that are listening to this? What advice would you give them?
Well, always be yourself. Maybe turn it up to 12. Enjoy yourself. Do it for fun. Don't do it for money. There's no money in this. Do it for fun. Do it because you want to do it. Don't be looking to make a paycheck or a living out of this, because you're not going to get that. And enjoy yourself. I mean, there's no sense doing this if you're not having fun. I mean, the minute this doesn't become fun for me is the minute I fold up my circus tent and I go to the hot tub with a coconut drink and pet my dogs, you know, and I'm sure the killing wife will like the peace and quiet in the house again. You know, I'm sure that the killing daughter will like it as well. But just enjoy yourself and have fun and tell the truth. Tell the truth. I mean, when tell the truth in all your dealings with people. I mean, there's a certain game you got to play with people, but don't sell yourself out and don't sell your soul. You know,
I remember, and I kind of made a shirt based on this where somebody said to me, never stab anybody in the back because you'll miss their expression.
Yeah, make sure they see it coming.
Yeah.
You want to savor the moment. Yeah, don't be a dick, be a dude. And one of my favorite lines from Scarface. All I got are my balls and my words, and I don't break them for nobody.
There you go. And I'd like to thank Killing Joke for spending some additional time with us. If you would please, peoples, go ahead and throw some ones up into that chat to show your appreciation.
Thank you, Doc.
My pleasure. And while we're doing the outro on this, let me just go ahead and shill a little bit for the show coming up. Now, of course, our normal shows run every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we've got a little special one coming up. We have a little unfinished business to take care of. So on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, we're going to have the part 2 interview with Justin Smith from Gulf City, otherwise known as Ghastly. And there was a lot of things that there was just not enough time, and even a lot more internet fuckery that we had to go through last Tuesday. So he's going to come back on. We're going to do a special edition of Doctor on Call this upcoming Thursday. I'll post it up on my Twitter, so everybody will know that it's coming. And next week we've got for the regular Tuesday show, for our Halloween edition, we'll be talking to creator of the Friday the 13th movie franchise, Sean Cunningham. That should be a pretty interesting show. If you ever want to know what exactly a producer does and how you get to become a director from being a producer, then this is going to answer your questions. But if you just want to know what it takes to be a B-movie director, tune in with us November the 6th. We'll have B-movie director extraordinaire of over 150 films, Mr. Jim Wynorski. He's done a lot of films, from Not of This Earth, Deathstalker 2, Return of the Swamp Thing. He's The Witches of Brestwick, of course, and the Bear Wench Project. But we'll be sitting down talking to him. I got a feeling that's going to be a bumpy interview, but we're going to have a good time doing it. And pleased to announce that on November 13th, we will have adult film legend Ginger Lynn Allen on the show. And she will be talking about her life, her career, and post-adult films. That one is going to be incredibly interesting. I don't think I've talked to anybody that's been that iconic in a specific field. But that one certainly is going to be one to tune in on. And with that, all I can say is there is no diagnosis to be had here. Everything is fine. The patient gets a clean bill of health for the internet. And so I want to thank everybody for coming out, for spending their time with us. And this is DocGriffon, your doctor on call, saying the office is closed. Thanks, everybody.